Well, I don't know what emotions you went through watching that game. From going down by 2 goals and coming down, and then that penalty fall and all the drama that happened at the very end. That is Man United. I don't know, but we are recording this right after the game, right after. So we don't know what is happening as we record right now. But I feel quite interesting for just the two of us to look at the game and have a few tete-a-tete here on what we made of the game and generally our impressions about the game, etc., etc. Kwame, great to have you on the podcast once again.
I'm out of breath. I don't even know what to say. that was. See, supporting United right now, it's not good for anyone's health. It's so unhealthy.
Correct.
The top six therapy up and down, Kwame, is just too much right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's always one expectation you always have. We will play poorly.
Moments FC. Someone prompted me on Twitter. The moment Bruno Fernandes goal went in. I mean, you said it the other time. Moments FC. That's just what we are. Moments.
I mean, we watch our game and it's all cast down to moments where you are looking for that period where
spark.
You have a particular moment, but it looks as if we are not that.
It's not sustainable, is it?
It's not sustainable. Okay, you know what to do. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if it's your first time watching us. Thank you very much for your patronage. In spite of the difficult times that we are all going through, you still come here to watch and support the podcast. We really appreciate that from the depth.
Let me add to that. We are super duper grateful for your commitment, honestly, because let's be honest, it's very difficult watching any United content when we lose.
That's true.
We watch other people's YouTube channels.
That's true.
Ever since our poor form, people don't watch. I don't watch. So for you guys to still be with us, still sticking with us through thick and thin, you guys deserve all the kudos. Huge kudos to you.
And a big thank you to you. But we are in it together. That's a community that we built, that we are in it together. That's at least the little appreciation we have of the situation. All right, so let's make a quick turnaround. When I come back, we'll just get straight into the games and then we'll discuss everything here on United and everything. All right, thank you very much. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Please pause the video and give us the like. Okay. Just give us the likes. It's very, very, very important. All right. And also remember to subscribe, share it with your friends. We are all going through it, but I'm sure there's one United fan who wants to join. You know, when we meet together, it's a family of people who are going through it. So we go through it together. It's as simple as that. But we'll be talking about
it's a rehab group right now.
All right. We'll be talking about.
My name is Kwame. I'm a depressed United fan. What about you?
This is where we are. All right. So we'll be talking about the game and we'll talk about the Europa League draw. And we'll look at the route and the map to where we have to get to, etc. Here in United everything. Kwame, let's look at the game. I have some few thoughts that I want to share.
Talk to me, bro.
Kwame, Joshua Zexi. Is that
where you want to start from?
Yes, I'm starting from the bottom. See, if you watch that last 10 minutes, he had 3 moments. 3 moments. And you could see a player who has, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if he's lost a sense of urgency or he's forgotten the club that he's playing for. A player, I don't know if he felt that was genuine. That is not genuine. You know what comes?
He's not United level. Kwame, he's not United
point.
level. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. So, the United hierarchy, first day of the transfer window, send him away.
Fix the mistake of a 12 months. 12 months is enough.
Send him away. I'm sorry. Because if you watch that game and you watch that last 3 moments, Garnacho squared the ball to him. I mean, Kwame, Take over.
On our last episode. No, you said 3 points, so you have to finish. I'm good. Today you are starting. You have to finish your 3 points.
It's okay, but I can't.
No, it's not okay. Kwame, it's not okay. Finish. I want you to let everything out. This is just right after the game. So emotions are high, everything is high. You remember the last episode? I said people were praising Joshua Sexy for a performance that I said it's just an okay performance.
We said it here. It was an okay performance, but people felt that was something extraordinary because all the players were bad on the league. My second point, Bruno Fernandes, he's committing a crime. He's getting away with crime against humanity.
God, yes. After bringing us back into the game, you are still going to.
Yes, I have to go back to him because we going down by 2-0 was on him. And he had several moments in that game where he gave the ball away that led into a turnover or a transition moment for Everton. Getting away with murder.
Yeah.
Getting away with... I don't get... And it's not just him. My third person, Casemiro, he's done.
He's finished. He's finished at this level.
Finished. As for the coach, the least said, the better. I leave him.
The better.
Over to you.
You're not going to engage in coach FC and player FC.
No. See, I'm tired.
The least said the best.
I am talking specifically to the moments now. Now I won't come and do any long-term analysis. No, I'm done.
No.
What I'm come to do is I'm come to look at the specific game and then pinpoint the specific. In fact, I forgot Andrew Onana. Another.
Finish.
He should also look at himself. He should take for 2 seasons. You are getting
giving opponents second chance opportunities every single time, every parry, It's good to make a save, but part of saving the situation is where you actually place your save.
Exactly.
You don't push the ball back into play every single time for rebound.
The first one led to a goal. The second one led to a penalty. I felt it was a penalty. We got away with that.
It was a clear pen. But in what I've been telling you this for years. See, sometimes you get decisions going your way, but all these things over the course of the season, they balance out.
Exactly.
You remember the West Ham one?
The West Ham one, it has cancelled.
That got the previous coach sacked. The West Ham. Today, the VAR, let me tell you what they were doing. They were hiding the correct angle from the ref. So that, because if they show the
correct angle where his hand
tapped him, it's a clear pen.
Young didn't help himself with the theatrics.
Yeah.
Where he left himself, like came off the ground. I mean, you should have gone down slowly. The referee would have.
But let's be fair to the team. At the end of the day, despite all the criticisms, I would say that they deserved a point from the game because of the character that they showed in the last 5 minutes. Going to Everton now. It's tough. Fair. Spurs got rolled over.
Even the league leaders.
Exactly. Do you remember that Spurs game? Was it 2 weeks ago? 3-0 first half, game over. Yes. I don't know how even that game ended. But that's what I saw. So Spurs almost launched the comeback similar to ours. It's just that they didn't get anything. And then what happened against Liverpool? Exactly. So they're on the high. So I'm just glad we didn't lose. At least we've put a halt to the downturn in form. Because if we lost today, that would have been I've always said we are not getting close relegation. You saw Leicester yesterday. It won't happen.
Yeah.
But I didn't see where results were going to come from. So hopefully getting the points today. I think our next game is against
Ipswich. Right? Yes. At
home. Relegation 6-pointer. Once we win that game, we are not getting relegated. Everybody can get that stupid thought out of their mind. I think we should get into the game now. Let's just get into the game.
Let's get into the game.
So when the starting 11 came out, I was saying to myself, this is the starting 11 some of us have been craving for because we needed something to change, something different.
Yeah.
Play 2 defensive midfielders. And he started Casemiro and Ugarte. I'm glad Ugarte came back today.
Yeah.
I'm glad because he's the only midfielder that we have. I didn't say DM, CM, OM, whatever. He's the only midfielder that's only. And when he's not playing, it tells. When he's tired, it tells.
Yeah.
It was just timely that he returned from injury today. The back 3, I won't say back 5, I want to say back 3 was an absolute disgrace today. Matthijs de Ligt, Harry Maguire,
Mazraoui.
Nuzem Mazraoui, from the very get-go, I don't know what we're playing at. I think they set the tone for how badly the team was playing,
Exactly.
based off how tentative they were when they had the ball at their feet, how tentative they were when they had to approach tackles, how to challenge Beto of all players. Beto, you know what they were doing? Every time Everton launched a ball from the back, all that these three players were doing was leaving Beto to go for the ball, to bring the ball down with his chest, a header, whatever. They literally just allowed him to do whatever that he wanted in front of that back three, which was an absolute disgrace. You're not doing the team any favors. At least one person should put pressure on this player. And I blame Harry Maguire above all people because he was shocking in the way he handled.
Let me add something. There were 2 instances, in fact 3 that I counted, that he allowed. The first one was the goal. And even this one, there were 2 headers that he allowed Beto win, and thankfully Andre Onana was in a very good position to save that. I just couldn't understand.
They set the tone. They literally just set the tone for and how they even play out of the back. His decision making playing out of the back, shocking. I don't know whether it's got anything to do with orientation in playing on the left hand side, but every single decision that he made playing out of the back was absolutely horrible. And could you count the number of times that, together with the wing backs, the centre backs were clashing with them for headers and other things? You had 2 United players clashing, no communication. No, it just shows you that they are not together. They weren't together in that first half. Trust me. Before this game, we heard they had gone for meets and greets and then dinners and get-togethers. I don't even know what they're doing. That team wasn't bonded in that first half. Dogu on the left-hand side was absolutely fantastic on the day. He's been fantastic ever since he's been moved onto the left. Played brilliantly at Spurs, played even better today. He was the shining light throughout the whole first half. His combinations with Bruno Fernandes were fantastic, except for the fact that whenever he puts the ball in, either it was slightly overhit or our macho man striker is never there. The commentator said something during the game that Gasperini advised Højlund before he made a move that why don't you just spend at least 1 more year, because I don't think you are ready. But I guess Manchester United's offer was too good to turn down, and the boy came. He is not ready to play for a club like Manchester United. That's not true. Even as a backup striker. He's not there. He's not United quality. He's not. He can't be the number 9 for Manchester United. I from the very get-go, because of my interest in Harry Kane, I've not really taken to Højlund ever. Everybody knows this. Some people even borderline felt I was hitting on the boy. But see, I know United strikers. I know a United striker. That's not it.
That's not
it. Dalot on the other side as the other wing back offered absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shocking. And Zexi, I think you've said all about Zexi. Poor touches, poor control, overhits the ball,
unnecessary
everything.
Balls.
Unnecessary dribbling. He doesn't pass the ball when he's supposed to pass the ball, and then loses possession so easily with certain passes. Very, very simple passes. He's just not Manchester United level either. But that's our starting 11, and Everton bossed the game. They took the game to us, bossed it. Every time the ball was played in behind us, we just looked like we're in trouble. We just looked like we're in trouble. And guess how we conceded the first goal? An issue that I've had with Amorim right from the very beginning. This is our 11th goal we've conceded from set piece. I bear the fact that this one is quite peculiar in the sense that we had multiple chances to clear this ball.
Multiple.
And nobody wanted to take responsibility. This is how I felt.
Get the ball out.
The first half was like no one is taking responsibility for his role in the team. Everybody is tentative. Everybody is scared. So like we were afraid to lose. Once you consider that goal, I just knew a second goal was coming. But the manner of the second goal was even worse. Once again, the ball is played down the channel, played across the face of goal. We had multiple opportunities to stop this goal from going in, starting from Harry Maguire, not putting enough pressure on Beto. A shot goes in, and Andre Onana just parries the ball into the air. And even then, I feel between Andre Onana and Harry Maguire, they could still have sorted it out. But the Corey comes from nowhere and heads the ball into an empty. Nobody's just taking responsibility. It's like I'm watching you and I expect you to do my job, and then vice versa. It's just a team that is deprived of confidence right now. It's like the soul had been taken out of them.
Mhm.
We went into halftime 2-0 down, and I think Amorim may have given them a right good rollicking because they came out in the second half a different team.
Yeah.
That's the positive aspect about today. The fact that finally we saw a reaction from a Manchester United side. Because from the very start of the first half, we took the game to them. I bet the fact that we're not creating openings, we're not creating chances, we started to dominate possession. But I think the real turning point was the substitutions. You know, we've been saying that we've been debating actually as to what best suits Alejandro Garnacho right now. If we had starters, like proper starters, ideally he should be somebody who should be coming from the bench to impact games. Many have said that his best role is coming off the bench to impact games.
That's
You remember our last game in Europe?
Yeah.
Was it in the FA Cup, sorry.
FA Cup, yes.
Against Everton, coming off the bench in the second half to influence the game. Exactly. He came on and I think he was electric. I think he was fantastic today. We lack somebody in the forward areas who is able to take on the opposition. But every single time he was cooking. He cooked that Everton fullback to the extent that he got injured and they had to bring in Ashley Young. And when Ashley Young came, he was still cooking Ashley Young as well. He was cooking. The inconsistency with Alejandro Garnacho, me, I've said it. The only unfortunate thing is that it is not going to change. But now he's so exposed, there is nothing protecting him anymore that it's going to be so highlighted and he's going to be beat up for it. So if he doesn't become consistent real quick, his trajectory doesn't just go up real quick, fans are always going to be frustrated. But today wasn't one of those days. I think he was fantastic. He also took off the big baby and brought on Chido Obi. He doesn't want to be called Martins anymore because Martins is actually not his name, it's his middle name. Yeah. I don't know whether we have to call him Chido Martins Obi, but he says it's Chido Obi officially. Finally, what we have been craving for happened. See, you have nothing to lose.
Bring him on.
And you don't have any other options. Bring him on. I think he did better in 30 minutes than Højlund did.
Yes, in that 60 minutes.
For like 12 games, the past 12, you said the 60 minutes. The past 12 matches.
You stretch.
I don't know what he's been doing. I have no clue what he's been doing. The immaturity was there a bit, but I think his hold-up play was quite similar to that of Beto's in the first half, where he drops off the centre backs and is able to shoot the ball in the space between the centre backs and the defensive midfielders and Gay and then Dakure and then the rest. I think he was doing that marvelously, and even his passing wasn't as poor. Often he was able to play the ball most often to the left-hand side to Garnacho and then run into the box just to cause chaos and cause problems. The only problem I had in that second half was that we're not taking full advantage of Dogu's runs. You complained about it in the previous game, where sometimes he makes this run and then Garnacho doesn't see him, Zexi doesn't see him. Just lay it off to him because he's a fantastic player. I'm falling in love with Dogu early. I hope I'm not making a mistake, but from what I've seen so far, we've got a gem here. Powerhouse, powerful, strong, athletic runner.
You know what one guy on Twitter said? He said that a player will come, will be a shining star, and then very soon he will come to the level of the player. They will come.
That's why I'm going to give kudos to the next player that I'm going to talk about, which is Bruno Fernandes. Because you are right. He started the game poorly. He cost us 2 games. But he is the only player post Alex Ferguson who has maintained a certain level, a certain standard, and hasn't been completely dragged down by the lack of quality at times or the poor performances at times. At the beginning of the season, we were giving it to him because I felt he even contributed hugely to poor results at the start of the season, ultimately culminating in the manager's sack. We don't want to go back. But let's just talk about today. He's shown a level of consistency that we can't say about a lot of players who have been at this club over the past 10 years. So it's almost like we have to take some of his bad with a good, let me put it that way. Because if it wasn't for his free kick goal, an enigma, if it wasn't for his free kick, we are not getting back into the game. Because Moment FC, we needed a moment. And that was that moment. Because from that very moment where that ball went, so let me just describe that free kick. It was clever because he placed the ball exactly where Pickford is supposed to be covering. I'm sure the goalkeeper was expecting the ball to go over the top of the wall. So he took a step and then his feet got caught in the grass and that's just about it. But that's brilliant. This is about the second time I've seen him put a very long range effort past Pickford at Goodison. And we got back into it. And from that point, you just knew all of a sudden confidence was up. We were piling on the pressure, especially from the left-hand side. The left-hand side today was our go-to channel.
Yes.
Forget everything that was happening on the right. Funny enough, Ugarte was drifting onto the right and giving us something from the right in combination with Dalot, but not much was coming from there. But the left-hand side with Garnacho and Dogu was just chaotic, except for the fact that we weren't making the right decisions at the right time. We got another set piece. Bruno flights the ball in. There was a bit of chaos, and the ball drops at the edge of the box to Ugarte. Who knew Ugarte had this kind of effort in him? One touch off his chest, superb volley into the net. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
And from then on, I said to myself, like, why can't we just go on and win it?
Mm-hmm.
But I saw you had posted in our group. We could as well have lost this game in the end.
I said in the final minutes before you would say. Jack.
And in those last 10 minutes, what was funny was that every time the ball went forward, like you've already described, Zexi found a way of messing things up for us with poor decisions.
Yeah.
Garnacho at times over dribbled certain locations. I just felt he wasn't just making the absolute right decisions. But
that's Garnacho for you. He always wants to be the star of the moment. You know, he wants to be the one that, I mean,
it's a problem, isn't it?
So that's where maturity comes in, that you know that at this point it's not about me, it's about creating a moment for the team for us to win, but it's not about that individual glory.
There's a lot of learning to do. Otherwise
it's about the team. It's not about you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like we've already said, that pen should so easily have gone against us, and all our efforts in the last 45 minutes of that game would have just gone to waste. So we are glad for once VAR went in our favor. I can't remember the last time a VAR decision actually went to Manchester United's favor. But it's a point, and it's a good point. Mm-hmm. Trust me, it's a very good point because the rot had to be halted in a way. Ruben Amorim was more energetic in that second half, right? The first half, he looked like a man in despair, sitting on the bench, looking like.
After the game, I'm just reading the press conference. He said that the first half we didn't exist.
We didn't exist, and that was also epitomized by the great Alex Ferguson in the stands. He looked so confused as to what was wrong with it.
What am I watching?
Rio Ferdinand in commentary sounded like he was finished, but all of a sudden, like in typical, I'm sure the second half reminded him of the United of yesterday, because we could so easily have turned that game around and won. And what a boost that would have been. But like I said, a point is a point, a good point. Amorim right now, Manchester United right now just needs to find a way of surviving till the end of the season.
That's what the coach actually said. He says we need to find a way to survive till the end of the season, then we can lose.
Oh, he said it. Yes, because the squad assets is very limited.
Yeah,
confidence isn't really up there on the roofs. We have 12 league games to go, and there's some very, very difficult teams that we have to face that I know we just can't match up to. We are even struggling against the bottom half teams. But I feel we can get enough points from the bottom half teams to have a decent end to the season. It's not going to be an overwhelming successful end to the season. Getting 10 points from 12 games, that's 36 points. Shouldn't be the hardest thing to do. We can find that 10 points from somewhere to allay anybody's fear of relegation. Although I've told you that we are not going to get relegated. There are just too many bad teams below us.
How is relegation in our lingua franca?
It's sad. It's sad. But when the summer does come, what I want to see is a very violent response to this shocking season. Not just by Ineos, not just by Ruben Amorim, but by the institution Manchester United. Because Manchester United should never ever sink this low. Where fans, you know how fans in general feel? There's an acceptance that we are going to lose games. There's an acceptance that we are going to flop. I don't want to even put any expectations on the Europa League or FA Cup. I'm sure we're going to talk about the Europa League draw very soon. You know, I've been saying that we shouldn't throw the season away. We shouldn't. But I can't also sit here and say I should have any expectations of this Manchester United team in terms of winning any trophy. I've ditched that because this team is struggling and struggling badly. You know, there's this luck where you can Like the FA Cups last season was a lot of luck actually involved. You should have gone out in that semi-final on penalties. We shouldn't even have gotten to penalties if for VAR. Oh, so that was one VAR decision that went for us. At least I've remembered one. Remember when that second division team scored that winning Coventry? Oh, I remember one. Oh, so the VAR is not that bad, our friend. I mean, it's been something that's out there because but for that decision, we wouldn't have won that FA Cup. But true. See, in general, all I want to say is luck may elude us. We may not have that luck anymore. Because I think the only thing that can see us advance in cup competitions is a bit of luck.
Yeah.
Not based off our own efforts, because we are, let's be frank, we are shit. We are horrible.
Yeah.
So survive till the end of the season some way, somehow, and violently respond to how poor our season has been. I'm not going to go into player FC and manager FC. I'm done.
I mean, it's
not
tiring.
Going to get us anywhere.
Tiring.
It's just everything is bad.
Yeah.
Ruben Amorim actually confessed in his pre-match press conference that he's actually been the reason why he's not gotten a response from this team compared to Moises. He's been poor.
Yeah,
he knows he's been poor, and it hurts him that people have to even ask him, "How do you feel about winning just 4 games in 14 league games?" He never even thought it would be possible.
Yeah,
there's an acceptance he's been poor, but we also know our squad is poor.
Yeah,
a lot of the players are poor. We've already mentioned a lot of them. We're not going to go like defending this.
Now when we come here, everything is poor. Game by game basis, and then
game by game.
We won't come and tell you
survive to the end of the season.
That's what we do.
Game by game. The draw, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the draw. So finally, so as you can see, I've projected it there. This is the tree, and this is where everything will end. But we are going to Spain. We'll be playing against Real Sociedad. First, they'll come to Old Trafford, and then we'll go to the Anoeta, and then they will come to Old Trafford, where we will play against them. Kwame, like you said, we are not here to be so hopeful. We are here to deal with it game by game.
Kwame, if not for how poor we are, the draw that we had and the pathway to the final isn't even the hardest in the world. So it's not even about the quality of the position, because it's Real Sociedad. Historically, we do beat. They are one of the few Spanish teams that I can say that we beat them on multiple occasions.
We beat them.
I think we faced them 4 times or so over the past
3 wins. 3 wins out of 4.
And a loss. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, ideally, this shouldn't even be a tie.
Yeah.
But we are so poor that you can't tell which Manchester United team will show up. Very often, it's a very, very bad Manchester United team that shows up. But in cup competitions, that's the thing about cup competitions. You would never, ever know. Someone was saying the second legs are at Old Trafford, so we have an advantage. We don't win games at Old Trafford. But then again, in Europe, Ruben Amorim has won all his games. The quality of opposition in Europe, for me, the style of play, the intensity is not that of the Premier League.
Exactly.
We know why we are struggling in the Premier League. The physicality and all that, we don't match up to it. But in Europe, it's a bit slower because we are playing in the second-tier European competition, not the Champions League, which is, of course, the highest level club football. But Europa League, it's a bit slower. We'll take it game by game. I'm sure the game will come around. We'll analyze it, our form leading up to the game, the fitness of the squad leading up to the game. Even we also saw that form leading up to the game, because this season they are struggling themselves. Ideally, we should be able to go past them. But alas, this Manchester United team, we can't stick our neck out for them. A good draw, in my opinion, because people are saying they wanted AZ Alkmaar. Whether AZ Alkmaar or Sociedad, we are struggling.
It's still the same. The Dutch teams are taking out Italian teams and all of that.
Exactly. You probably be surprised though be the team to oust us. We couldn't beat 20 this season. So
can you imagine?
Let's go to Spain, our usual ground, and see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do when we go to Spain. So we'll be here to talk about that game when it comes up in 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks. In the first week of March. That is when we'll be playing. That's on the 6th of March. So you're in Ghana. That will be on the Independence Day. That is when United will be going to the Anoeta to play against Real Sociedad. All right, so that's how we bring down today's curtain on United and everything football. Thank you very much for being a part of the podcast with us. Next week, we'll bring a set of guests here to discuss. That one, we don't talk about games. We talk about the issues. Because there are no midweek games, we'll talk about issues. So we'll delve a little bit more into the issues that are coming up and how we can perhaps do a few things. And any news that will come up in between that time we'll discuss that here on United and everything. I'm sure I see that a lot of you enjoyed the last episode so well. Some of you are saying, finally, long hours. It's not easy producing long hours. So
It's not.
if if you come and help our video editors, it's not easy producing long hours. But we try as much as possible to give you the best content possible where we can have enough time to discuss a lot more things. So thank you very much for your patronage. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for sharing with your friends, and thank you for being a part of the community. We'll see you on the next one. When we come back, we've given you some quiz 2 episodes ago. When we come back, we'll bring you the answer and then another quiz. All right. So it's because of the games and a few things we've not been
and betting odds. We'll bring you betting odds as
yes,
well.
we'll bring you the betting odds. The last 2 odds we've given you.
Close, but not good enough.
One game cuts, but we'll see how it goes. My name is Kwame. I was here with Kwame Chubuesiako. Thanks for being a part. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great time. Bye-bye.